Don't add them. Don't take away modifieds to add them. I don't want to watch it. All right, it's me again. 2 videos in a week. How crazy is that? I didn't even want to make a video today. I've got stuff to get done here. I don't have anyone to sit there and hold a camera while I do stuff. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be here, but I'm here because of a reason, because of y'all. Because of you on the Facebook, all of you on the Facebook. I am here to provide a voice of reason to those on Facebook who are littering my Facebook feed with stuff about having the street stocks at the Dome in December. I am not providing this opinion because of any hatred towards street stocks, right? Like, I don't hate street stocks. I've made the comment multiple times, several times really, actually, that if I was not in this, I would consider getting a street stock, because I do think that they are a growing class. I think that if you want to race against a lot of cars, you better look into street stock. I think if you want to have some pretty good racing, you probably need to be in a street stock. I like street stocks. I think they're cool. I think that they are a salute to the grassroots of racing, or they used to be. They're kind of not anymore, right? They don't look like anything that street stocks used to look like. But I like street stocks. I enjoy watching street stocks. I don't have a problem with any street stocks. I don't have any problems with any street stock drivers. The ones that I know, not many, but I have some friends that race street stocks, and I like them. And I enjoy. This is not a diss track to street stocks. So stop it before you even start that. Trying to race shame anyone, car shame anyone, whatever you want to call it. You don't drive this status of a car, so you're this lower of a person. I don't care. I like racing. If you're a race car driver, dude, you're cool with me, man. I don't care if you race go-karts, right? If you into racing, we got something in common, and I like you. We can talk, man. I like racing. You like racing? Yeah, man, I like racing. All right, Tim, we like racing. I like race car drivers. I don't care if you drive a street stock 4-cylinder, 4-wheeler. I don't care. Well, stock cars mostly. But if you're into racing in any shape, form, or fashion, we have 2 things in common. We lack money, and we like to have a good time. And I like that. So there you go. What I am talking about, though, is that I just don't think street stocks should be at the Dome in December. Period. I know there's gonna be. I know Ricky gonna get on here and he's gonna be like, man, I'd watch good street stock race on there. I would. I love racing. I'd watch anything. Them 4-cylinders put on a hell of a show sometimes. And you're right, they do, man. Sometimes they put on the best show of the night. There's a bunch of cars and they beat and bang, lead changes and the whole thing. Street stock's the same way, right? They put on a good show. But as an average consumer who is going to pay to watch, right? Not going down to the local dirt track. I'm paying to watch something on TV, or I'm going to go to this special event in St. Louis to watch this race. If it's street stocks there, I'm probably not going to go, man. I'm probably just not going to go. That's what I'm trying to say. An average consumer. So, and if you can't separate yourself and see it from an average consumer's point of view, then I don't think you need to be watching this video. Because I promise you, my brother is an average consumer. He's an average consumer. He doesn't really do a whole lot with his car. He watches a lot of racing. He's an average consumer. If I said, hey man, you want to go to, there's going to be a good street stock race, he's not going to want to watch that. It's not that I don't think they would put on a good show. I think they put on a very good show. I know there's some times where they wreck a lot, but that could be any class on any given night, right? Any class on any given night can have an abundance of cautions. Good grief. Look at last year's race at the Dome. It was filled with cautions. It was absurd, the amount of cautions. I would say it hurt viewership because I know there was multiple times where I was like, yeah, I mean, I got other stuff to do today. I ain't got to watch this C-Main today. But it's not, so it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of drivers or the quality of humans that drive those cars. It has nothing to do with any of that. What it has to do with is a couple of things. So first off, if I'm going to go out of my way to watch a race, it's going to be late models. It's going to be modified sometimes, for sure, sometimes modified, midgets, sprint cars, wingless or wings, and that's about it of that. Why? Because they're unique. They're different. They're bad fast. They're like some of the fastest cars on the planet. I want to watch fast cars slinging in corners. I want to watch that. That's what I want to watch. I don't mind watching street stocks. I've said that before. But they're not the same. It's not the same. As an average consumer, right? Average consumer. I have had flow racing for 3 years, I think. Ask me the amount of times that I've said, hey, I'm gonna turn on the TV because of the street stocks today. None times. None times. That's how many times that I have said that. None times. I've never said that ever a day in my life. And if street stock drivers want to be honest about it, how many times have you guys ever turned on the TV and said, boy, they got a good 4-cylinder race on there tonight. Better tune in to watch that. You've never said that. And they do have that on there. It's mixed in with something else, but those races are on there. A big part of that, aside from the fact that the cars aren't unique, right? They're not super fast, right? There's some fast street stocks, but the majority, right, aren't just like crazy fast where they throw it. It's entertainment value, right? But a big part of this whole thing is names. Names, my guy. Other than the guys that I have relationships with who race street stock, who I'm friends with or just know in general, I can't name 5. I don't know if I can name a street stock driver that I don't already, I'm friends with some, so I can name them, and some other names that I've just mystically heard around the racetrack who are local guys. Other than that, I can't name none. I can't name a single one, as I just can't. This is a casual conversation in the gas station that I will have sometimes. I'll be wearing a racing shirt and someone will come up to me, man, you like that dirt track racing? I'm like, yeah, man, I like that dirt track racing. Oh, you like modifieds? Yeah, man, I like some modifieds. Oh, hell, you know Tyler Nicely and Nick Hoffman? And yeah, I know those names. Those names ring a bell at the very least, right? I obviously I know them better than most, but those names ring bells with casual viewers. Same thing with late models, but probably on a bigger scale. Oh man, you know that Jimmy Owens, Davenport, and you know all them boys? Yeah, I know those names. I mutually know those names. But if they bring up, oh man, you know Tony Rickens? He runs down there at Grass Feed Raceway. No, I don't know who Tony Rickens is at Grass Feed Raceway. Don't have a clue. Oh, hell, he's leading the national points. Oh. Yikes. I don't know him. I would say that the average consumer, which is who we're talking about here, can't either. They can't. They can probably name a few modified drivers. They can probably name a bunch of late model drivers. They can probably name a bunch of sprint car drivers, depending on where in the country that they live. But for the most part, can't name, I don't know. They can't name street stock drivers. A big part of ticket sales for the Dome is people going to see people like Jonathan Davenport, Hudson O'Neal, Tyler Erb being on that racetrack and racing. Now, the additional factor is there are no name people there. There are no name people there. I don't know any that would want me to say their name in this video, but there's some people there that are lesser known that go to that racetrack. And it adds entertainment value because it's like, can that little guy give that big guy a run for his money at a track that is an equalizer? It was the same thing with modifieds. Can this little guy run with Kenny Wallace on that racetrack? Or Nick Hoffman when he raced there? Can the little guy run with that guy? I know the big guy. I don't know the little guy, but I would be interested to see if he can beat that guy, who I'm here to watch anyway, because he's a big name guy and I like to watch that guy. What you get with a field of street stock guys is a bunch of little guys. And I know that's not the best word choice, right? Because there's probably some, I know there's some really good guys in street stock. I know it. But on a national scale, on a national name basis, for the American racing viewer, they don't know who you are. Street stocks were at Bristol last year, right? Street stocks and a bunch of other classes. Go back and look at the results from that race. How many did you know that don't race at your local track? How many did you know? How many did you really know? And did you pay attention when those were on the track? Those guys, did you watch that? You be honest with me. It's all from a revenue side. It's all from the money side, right? Like that's why they put it on the race, to make money. That's why they put it on flow, to make money. They are looking to make money. It has zero to do with, well, them boys would put on a hell of a show. I'm sure they would, but that's just a bonus for the fact that we all showed up to watch the late models. So my thinking on this whole thing is you can't add 3 classes. You can't have 3 classes there. It's just you can't do it. Last year it was late. It was too much with just 2 classes because of the caution. So you can't add a third, because I won't watch. I won't even watch the late models. Piss on it. So in my mind, you have to subtract. You have to exchange, right? You have to exchange street stocks. You have to exchange street stocks with the modifieds. So let's talk about the price of your ticket. Say it's a $60 ticket. Do you think you get the $60 value? Do you think that you get the value of your ticket from late models and modifieds, or late models and street stocks? Which is a better value to you as a consumer for your ticket? I think if we're all being honest here, we all know the answer to that question, so we don't even need to continue this debate. Please do your best to try to understand what I'm saying. I have a lot of street stock buddies, and I hope you can comprehend what I'm saying, because I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate you or your class. Dude, I race a 602 crate late model. Nobody give a damn about 602 crate late model. If they told me they was going to add a class of 602 crate late models up there, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I would not want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Don't add them. It's the same thing with street stocks. Don't add them. Don't take away modifieds to add them. I don't want to watch it. That's it. That's all I got to say. I hope we come to the understanding that, I hope we can agree on some of this. Here's another thing I saw, and I want to address this. Someone said, we all thought the dome was going to be a dumb idea in the first place. I don't know anybody who said that won't work. I thought at the moment it came out, I was like, that's going to be awesome. It may not last, but it's going to be awesome. So don't use that to win your argument. Hey, that's all I got to say. I love each and every single one of you. I love you. I love street stocks too. I love you guys. Listen, I just don't need it on my TV. I don't need it. I don't need to watch 40 of you guys that I don't know race and then win. I don't know you, man. I don't know who won that race. I don't know. But I love my street stock buddies. I love all my street stock friends. Like I say, maybe I'm in one soon. Who knows? I love each and every single one of you. But now I gotta go. Bye.